Hey, Coach, you want to start us with an opening statement before questions?
Absolutely. Rounding out our last home game, I thought our fans did a tremendous job supporting our guys throughout the season here in Mizzou Arena. But more importantly, helping kind of manage us through our adversities, which is very unbelievable telling of our tradition. As it relates to our last game coming up, going against a tough LSU team, I believe they're playing great basketball, but our guys are going to go in with the same amount of focus that they have each and every game, and that's to give their very best.
Questions?
Dennis, you talked a lot this season about wanting the losses to become lessons and guys to learn and grow from it. And as you get towards the end of this season, what are some of the biggest lessons, most important ones, especially to carry on into next season?
I think the most important thing, just staying healthy. That's a lesson, and operating through those last second decisions. No one plans for these things to happen. Everyone deals with them. But more importantly, figuring out how to manage those a little bit better is one lesson that I can say I personally have learned. I don't know if a head coach who has opted to retire 20 plus years have ever gone through the amount of injuries that we've had, or 5 in-season surgeries, to say the least. But the other things is just making sure our guys are staying as positive as possible, making sure you're staying on course. And I think our staff has done that. We have done that. Our players have done it. And that's what I'm thankful for the most. So those are the lessons that I would speak of specifically.
Dennis, with your seeds locked in for the SEC tournament, is there maybe a different plan for the distribution of minutes against LSU? What's kind of your plan for the game and just to keep people healthy, maybe?
Well, LSU game is the most focused that we're gonna put our time to, and then after that, I think that'll be a great question for Monday. Right before our tournament game. But right now, it's just diving into our last game, which will have momentum going into next week. We can't overlook our opponent. We haven't done that all season. So we're just focused on LSU and playing on the road. I know it was a tough game last year there. We got down early. It was their senior night. Again, it's their senior night. So we have to do our job and try not to get down at halftime by 20, which is what took place. And I'm proud of the fight that our guys showed, the resiliency to come back and win that ball game. It was a tough game for us. And no doubt about it, LSU played a great game. And they're going to play a great game this weekend. And we just have to make sure we dot I's, cross T's, and execute.
Coach, with Noah Carter having come off the bench for the last couple of games, just, what are you wanting to see from him as he closes out his career?
Well, I think Noah wants to see from himself knocking down some open shots. He's getting the opportunities to do that. He just has to go out and do what he does naturally, continue to edge himself, meaning in terms of pushing himself over the limit of rebounding, defending, and just those other things can happen organically. I think the most important thing is just he sees that ball go in every once in a while, which is a major component. He's not shooting a percentage that I think is conducive to who he is. He's at 29% in conference. He's not a 29% three-point shooter. He is averaging close to 10 points a game, if not right there over the cusp of 10 points. And he has to rebound a little bit better. He's at 3.5 now. So I think, ultimately for all of our guys, making sure that they're giving their very best at all times. And that's what Noah's thinking of and focusing on.
You've got this group that just continues to show an awful lot of fight through all the adversity. What do you feel like has really pulled them through a tough conference season?
I think our fans, first of all, they've done a tremendous job of helping our guys and showing the support, understanding what's going on. Our community has done it. Our leadership from the board of curators who are right there supporting us, to our administration, our interim AD, Marcy, has done a tremendous job, and our president. They have definitely done their job in outreaching and connecting with our players, our staff, just making sure that we're in great spirits. And internally, I would say, starting with myself, I'm a reflection Our guys are a reflection of who I am, and I'm a reflection of what our guys need. And they need right now understanding, support, the affirmation, the pats on the back, but more importantly, the confidence. And they're going to continue to give their very best, as I will continue to give my very best, as I've never stopped doing so. Just the circumstances that we have gone through is probably something that other coaches will never face in their entire careers, especially when it comes down to a 13 scholarship program and having 5 in-season surgeries, or a third of your team with 4 in-season surgeries, and guys that plays major minutes or would be playing major minutes. Experience is experience. You can't replicate experience. Not having Caleb Grill, not having John Tonje, those were, and especially Caleb Brown, those 3 guys were, for me, guys that I was going to lean on heavily at that wing position. And Caleb Brown had his best summer. Caleb Grill had tremendous help with us in our toughest road games at Minnesota and at Pitt. And then John Tonje, he just never was able to get going with that injury he was recovering from.
Dennis,
Sorry. No, Cal, you go. You go.
So I just apologize if this has come up before, Dennis, but do you expect John Tonje and Caleb Grill to come back next season?
We'll talk about all that next. Probably the focus once our season is over. And I can't say it'll happen rapidly, but I know the major holiday for all of college basketball is March 18th. Some seasons will continue to go and some won't, but that is a portal entry date for a lot of people. And for graduates, guys that are graduate in the summer, it can go all the way through the summer. But right now, we're just focused on the guys that's available. I'll sit down and have conversations when I need them.
Coach, it looks like Tomar is right at 50, 40, 92 for his season splits on shooting. Just, what would be special about him getting to finish over 50, 40, 90, and just kind of the milestone that comes with that?
Well, I think I don't want him to go into this last game playing for that. I want him to take the right shots. I want him to continue to take care of the basketball. I want him to be aggressive in his spots and situations, get to the foul line like he has been doing, which is going to be great for us. I think the last 3-4 games, we've done a tremendous job getting above 20 free throw attempts. I think the entire season in the SEC, we had one time where we tied our opponent. That was against USC here at home, where we tied them with 18 free throws attempted, where we didn't get to that line early this season. And then there's been one time where we've won the free throw attempts, and that was against Auburn just the other day. That was the first time all season in terms of this SEC season that we were able to out attempt our opponent. I think that's going to be important for us going into this next game, but also going into postseason play, to be able to play aggressive basketball and aggressive basketball where we are able to get certain opportunities for our scores, especially a Tomar Bailey, who's shooting 90%, Sean East, who's shooting up close to 90%, Nick Honor, who's shooting close to 90%, Noah Carter, who can knock down free throws, and other guys.
All right, one last question.
Dennis, how important for your team is the conference tournament, and just knowing that, hey, there's something out there to keep playing for next week?
Oh, it's a focus for everybody, not just us. I think when you look around in college basketball, men's and women, you see some unbelievable games taking place, no matter the level, high major, low major, Power 5, non-Power 5. You're going to see some great basketball, great coaching, and players making plays. I think it's the third season of our schedule. It gives us an opportunity to reset one of our goals, and that's to win a postseason SEC tournament. It's going to be a tough road. There's no doubt, because there's a double bye, and then there's another bye that takes place for teams, and we have to be able to play based off the seedings every day, every single day of the tournament. And to ask that of your players is not impossible, but it is something that we have to be able to understand has to be the road we must take. But again, the momentum of that starts this weekend, and it's going to be important that we give ourselves a chance by how we focus on the small things leading into this game, the execution, the focus, the understanding of the game, because referees are doing the same thing. They're molding themselves into postseason form. They too want to be Final Four refs, championship game refs. And, it's just going to be some great games going down the stretch, I believe.
All right, thanks, Coach.
Thank
Thanks,
you,
everybody.
guys. MIZ.